Hey everyone, this is Brian Drury of Overcoming Graduation, and today I want to share a quick video talking about how you can create a compelling opening. And that opening could be for something that you're writing, so a blog post or an essay or a book you're writing. It can also be for a speech or your next content. It could be an Instagram post, it could be a short video, it could be a Vine or whatever it is now. I know Vine's old. Stay with me, guys. So how do you create a compelling opening? Here's one of the most powerful techniques to do that I'm going to share right now. And that technique, let's actually just give you an example first. So let's say I wanted to tell you a story and I'm gonna come in, what most people do is this. They go, all right, everyone, I'm gonna tell you a story today about a time that I faced blank and then what happened. And already our brain starts to tune out because we're so used to hearing this. And for anybody in the corporate world, let me actually reframe this where you're gonna love this because we've all heard this 1,000 times. All right, everyone, so we're gonna get started. I've got my PowerPoint here. So we're gonna get started in today's meeting and let me just jump to the agenda. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the introduction, which is what we're doing right now. Then we're gonna move into the project details. We're gonna give a status update on what we're going through, and then we're gonna talk about next steps and the conclusions we've learned. So you've already checked out. You don't even wanna keep listening to this video, and I'm just giving a hypothetical example. Now here is the beauty of this. Is there is a way to overcome this, and there is a way that is so powerful and it plays off the psychology of how our minds work that is so incredible. And I'm actually doing it to you already. So this is the beauty. Let's say I want to tell you a story. What's better? All right, everyone. Hi, I'm Brian. Nice to meet you. I'm here today. I'm going to share a story about my life that I think has a lot of valuable lessons. And it's about a shark attack. People go, oh, okay, here we go. Now instead, imagine this. All right, now welcoming Brian Drury. I come on stage with the Zoom screen switches in the world we're in today, and I go, I was swimming out in the water in Hawaii, and it was the most beautiful place I've ever seen. I couldn't imagine a more beautiful place. The water was crystal clear, palm trees waving in the breeze, and the sun is setting. It's coming down. The colors are all the different colors of these pastels, pinks and purples and oranges, and I'm sitting on this surfboard, swimming out in the water, going, nothing could be more perfect than this. I just knew that I was meant to be in this place, that this trip, I deserved it, I earned it, I worked so hard to get here, and nothing could ruin this moment. Until I turned to my left and I saw something coming towards me. And at first the waves were kind of blocking and I couldn't quite see, but once it was about 30 feet away, I saw a fin. And the fin was coming out of the water and getting closer and closer. Now, in this moment, a lot of things were going through my mind. And it actually reminds me of a time when, as a kid, now already, as I start to break away from that story, you're going, well, what the hell happened with the shark? This is what's called an open loop. And an open loop is one of the most powerful techniques for maintaining and keeping attention with people, but also generating excitement and intrigue. Another thing I did that I learned from my mentor, Sean Stevenson, is begin in scene or begin in a story. We learn through stories. That's how we actually capture and retain information better than anything. It's often not through data and facts and statistics if you think about the most impactful speeches in your life. It wasn't necessarily the person that had all the best hard-hitting facts. It was the person who made you feel something. It was the person that you felt connected to. It was the person that made you feel seen. And then also cared about your time and energy and attention enough to make this thing interesting, funny, and compelling. So when you're thinking about writing, when you're thinking about your next video and your next presentation at work, I want you to think about how you can use an open loop in order to deliver this message. Now, real quick, I'm gonna do a work example because I do these trainings at my corporate job and people often think, well, yeah, that's cute for like a nice speech or like a keynote, but how do you actually apply this in the corporate world? Now, in the corporate world, there's often a focus on getting to the details as quick as possible, the facts and the action steps, but using an open loop can be a very powerful way to control attention and keep people on focus and deliver on the promise. So if you start a meeting and there's a really bad thing going on at work, you say, hey guys, I know we're in a crazy situation. Let's dive into the content. They don't have any certainty on whether or not you're going to have an opportunity or something that's going to resolve the problem. So there's still this tension in the room. But if you say, hey everyone, I know we're going through a tough time, and it actually reminds me of a time in my career, at my last job, we went through something very similar. And in that time, it seemed like the solution was really far away, but actually we only needed to make a couple small tweaks in order to write the course and be back on track within 2 weeks. And I'm going to talk about how we can do that today, and I've got those recommendations in the presentation. Now, all of a sudden, you've set the tone, you've opened a loop where they're like, oh, okay, great, I can't wait to hear these examples, and they have faith and confidence that you're going to resolve the challenges they're facing. Using open loops can be one of the most powerful techniques in making sure people maintain their attention and creating powerful, impactful presentations. Because any story you start this way has a lot more intrigue for the mind. If we believe we know where the story's going before it even starts, we check out immediately. But if I go, he looked across the room and he saw her. And in that moment, something clicked. He couldn't explain it, but something just felt right. Something that he saw just made sense, and he felt compelled, he felt drawn to her. He wanted to go and just ask her name. All the way across the room, he started to move across, and he wondered, well, what if things go like they've gone in the past? What if it fails like every other relationship I've had? What if she's not interested? What if she doesn't even want to talk to me? But something in him kept him moving. It kept his feet going forward. And then he reached out, he tapped her shoulder and said, hi, what's your name? And that reminded me of a time in my life. Now you're like, well, but what happened? So use those open loops, create more compelling stories, and engage people even better. So I hope this was of value to you. If it was, like, comment, subscribe, join in so that you get these videos as soon as they're released. And if you would like help being more consistent, accountable, and joining a group of like-minded people to help you with this process, I'd love for you to check out the Most Productive Hour accountability group that I created specifically to help people through that day-to-day, the grind, the taking the little steps it takes to create an incredible speech, an incredible book, build a business, all of that and more. So if you're curious about that, check out the link in the description. That's overcominggraduation.com/MPH. I'd love to see you on the inside. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of this. I'll be talking to you again real soon.